Well, the big deal of the week was the sale of a Queensland coalfield by Linc to Indian interests for $500 million in cash, plus a royalty stream that could be worth another $2.5 billion over 20 years. The coal was surplus to Linc's needs, as it's only interested in deep seams to turn it into diesel and jet fuel, using technology it's been testing for 10 years. I spoke to Linc Energy Chief Peter Bond about his plans, and as you'll hear, rising construction costs in Australia might mean that this country might not be included in them. Well, Peter Bond, you've sold one coal mine this week, but you've still got a whole lot of coal left, leases, mines and oil and gas leases. And I guess I'm having a bit of trouble figuring out whether you're a coal miner and an oil and gas producer or a technology company. I mean, the main thing you do is the UCG, the underground coal gasification technology. So which is it? How does it work?
Well, we are an energy company first and foremost, and the cornerstone of being that company is owning the resources and the acreage and having a significant position, not just in Australia and not just across several states in Australia, but across the world. With the underground coal gasification, there's a certain quality coal that suits that best in terms of depth of coal, and generally it sort of puts it out of most other mining companies or their economic range that they're looking for. So it's a big focus of ours to ensure we have large acreages of resources, because it's a cornerstone of where we're going to launch from.
But it obviously means you're going to apply your technology to your own coal, rather than sort of sell it as technology to other coal miners. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We definitely are evaluating our product. I mean, our cost of coal in ground is usually a cent a tonne or less. And the idea is we can take that and turn it into a barrel of diesel for $28 a barrel. So subsequently we're taking 1 cent coal, which is foreseeably going to stay that way for the next generation, and turn it into $28 oil or $28 diesel, which is even better. And obviously, even with oil at $80 and $95 diesel, you know, it's a great business model.
The UCG, the underground coal gasification development plant, has been operating in Chinchilla for more than 10 years now, and then you added the gas to liquids component a couple of years ago. I mean, how close are you now to actually selling some jet fuel?
We're probably still a couple of years away from going fully commercial. It takes about 20 months to build a commercial plant, and we're a few months from getting to the position we can launch to do that, not for any other reason than the right location and the right contractor in terms of getting our CapEx pricing right. The model is fine. The cost of producing a barrel is fine. The cost of gasification is fine. Our ability to commercialise gasification is assured. It's just you've got to crack the CapEx nut. And Australia, unfortunately, is a very expensive place.
What do you mean crack the CapEx nut? You mean get some money together?
No, it's literally the cost of building larger plant is driving up so fast and so hard that it actually is reducing your return on capital too much. And the risk profile's going up too high.
So what's causing it to go up so quickly?
A combination of things, the rebounding of the Australian economy, but in general, mining and oil and gas are rebounding reasonably firmly, which is making the cost of engineering and construction higher and higher. And particularly in Australia, because you've got more people competing for fewer resources. So the last report we did has the cost of construction in Australia 40% higher than most parts of North America, which is astounding.
Do you feel as if the process, the CapEx, the plant is sort of getting away from you as time goes on?
I feel you just got to be smart about it, and what we mean by that is we're aiming to build it in smaller modules constructed out of Asia, sausage factory type mentality, and putting them on a ship and delivering them to our outcome, because our outcome is not just Australia. Our sites are Wyoming, Alaska, parts of Europe and Australia and parts of Asia.
Does that cost differential mean that you're more likely to build in Wyoming and Alaska before Australia?
It depends, and that's the reason why we're trying to get the costs constructed out of Asia at a known fixed cost, so it doesn't matter so much.
So what's the build cost? What sort of CapEx are you looking at?
Our aim is to keep it around $1 billion per 20,000 barrel plant.
And can you do that yourself, do you think? I mean, have you got more mines to sell, or do you need a partner?
Oh no, we can do it ourselves. We will. There's a good chance we will partner because A, it drops the risk profile. B, I think that it will add to the business. But we don't want a partner that can just bring money. The whole idea of cashing up and having our own $1 billion allows us choices, and choices is power, of course. So the idea is that we have a joint venture partner that adds a lot to us.
The coal seam gas people in Queensland have obviously been partnering with big oil.
Absolutely.
Is that the sort of thing you'd want to do?
Probably something along those lines where you're working with somebody who can add to the technology and the distribution of your product. Absolutely.
I take it that your technology is not just getting gas from the seams like the CSG, it's actually turning coal into gas. Is that correct?
That's it. I mean, the way I look at it, it's like a third avenue of mining. I mean, you've got open cut mining, underground mining, and then you've got underground coal gasification. And for the deeper seams that are less economic, UCG is perfect for that.
But obviously, by the fact that you brought the liquefaction technology into it in 2008 means that you don't think gasification on its own is viable, that you've actually got to turn it into a liquid diesel or jet fuel.
A couple of reasons why we did that. The gasification, syngas you produce needs a captive market. It needs to either chemical market or fertiliser market or gas to liquids market or something like that. If your natural gas market is high enough, your domestic market is high enough like America's was a couple of years ago, then you could turn it back into synthetic natural gas and sell it into the pipe. We really don't have that infrastructure in Australia. So if you're going to build a large captive gas producer, you have to do something with it, which is why the CSG guys did what they did. There's no good producing that much gas on the east coast of Australia. There's nowhere to put it, which is why they had to LNG it. Similar to us, it makes sense to value add it, and to me the most common sense way to value it was GTL.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Alan.